Well, that's kind of interesting, but this is just fucking awkward.
I could imagine like you're trying to light it with the other hand too, and so you can't. You know how some people can't snap with both hands? I can't. Like I can't snap with my right finger, but I can snap with my left.
Huh. I mean, I think I can snap with both, but I feel like lighting with the left would be a pretty hardcore struggle.
That would. Like figuring out how to like hold it and fucking get it going.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, well, let's get this baby rolling.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
So let's see. This is episode 3 of the On Rail podcast. We got our good friend here, Nick FRATTONE. Thanks for coming on, my brother.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming. You know, when I kind of told you about that, we wanted to do a podcast, and we were trying to shooting around names, figuring, you know, who we wanted to have on for the first few to get going.
Yeah.
Me and Ryan, we both agreed that it just made sense to bring on Nick because, dude, you just like, you have so much to say and you have such passion about, you know, the community that we're involved in. And so I'm stoked to have you, man.
Oh yeah.
You're always out at the local every time we're there too.
Yeah.
So it's always a good face to see.
Yeah. It's partly commitment and partly laziness. Cause it's like Creek's the closest beach to where I live, so.
Totally. And so I guess going like, we'll go start back to the beginning there. So you said Creek's the closest place where you live now.
Yeah.
Was it always your closest beach? Was that kind of always your local?
No, like, so I grew up in Laguna Hills.
Okay.
You know, inland a ways. So I guess, but Creek was the first place where I caught waves.
Totally.
And like that, I mean, I can remember it clearly to this day. It was like 5 or 6 years old. And it was like old school Creek, like no Ritz-Carlton yet. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a sand hill. That park wasn't there. Like,
that's epic.
And I just remember like, it was low tide, so I could like go out pretty far, you know? And just, I had like an old school, like, I think it was an Easy Rider boogie. Like, they don't exist anymore. And I've just never felt like freedom like that before, just like riding on these waves. And like, I was a hardcore jock at the time, but nothing like compared to that. Like I was just like, this is fucking freedom.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then
Laguna Hills.
Okay, sweet.
Sorry.
So when did you kind of gravitate towards like I always call it the line between having fun boogie boarding and then when you start taking it seriously, you know, with fins, like with, you know, you get a little crew together, you start going for maneuvers, you're trying to find the best waves, you don't just go to the beach, you know what I mean?
Correct.
When do you think that started for you?
That came in probably around 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
I'm guessing. And I have an older brother who's 3 years older than me, and he's into bodyboarding as well.
Oh, sick.
So probably by then I had fins, and so like part of what got us into it, I think, was I have an older sister as well. She's 5 years older than me, and she was dating a guy who worked at Surfing Magazine, and so he brought us like a box of bodyboarding magazines.
Okay.
And so we were just like so frothed, you know? So it was like 10, 11, 12. But we couldn't go that much, you know? We didn't have a way to get to the beach.
Totally.
We lived inland. But we were going to like, we'd go to Pochi, you know? And T Street.
Sick.
Those were kind of like our mainstays. And then I probably graduated to Creek probably like 16. But like, even at those ages, like I didn't, like 10, 11, 12, you know, I never thought like it would become like a lifetime for me of riding waves.
Totally.
Yeah.
Pochi used to have some waves back in the day, didn't it?
I mean, I
Still has a couple days.
It felt pretty proper. Like occasionally that outer reef would work, and I don't know. I mean, when you're 12, like
it's pretty sick.
And we didn't know what we were doing.
I got a funny story with Pochi. Like I remember I was actually taking a test for my driver's license. You know the DVDs right there? Yeah. I'll never forget, like the day I was taking my driver's test, it was firing, like offshore, like 6 foot at Pochi. I'm just driving down this hill, like where you go down to PCH.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, it's firing. Why am I like here? But like, I was like, that's leading me towards like getting to my so I guess got to get it going. But I thought just that story was pretty funny.
That is a good story. It I swear it does get good, or it did. I don't know.
Same story with T Street.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember one time I paddled out there one time, and I paddled out on a longboard to the outer reef.
Yeah.
And there's all these guys out there on guns, you know, like full Maverick style guns.
What?
Yeah, they were so serious. And
For
they
real?
turned around, just like give you the dirtiest look, you know, some shit grom paddling out there. I think with a couple of my friends. Oh, it was hilarious. And then we were just taking off on everything. Like these guys were so bummed.
Oh, no way. Just lapping them.
Yeah, it was a
fuck.
great time.
They were probably so
man.
bummed.
So
I know how they feel, man. I'm 49.
damn,
Fuck,
49. Nah, you don't look 49.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
ripping like you're 20.
That's what surfing does, dude. Keeps you going. Keeps you going.
Thank
Yeah.
you, but yeah, I think I've lost a step or two, but still stoked to be in the water.
Yeah.
You know?
So how about when you started going to Creek? Seriously, was it like tough to get in with that crew there? Who was kind of running the show? Was it more bodyboarders? Was it more surfers? What was the vibe? Because from my understanding, it's kind of gone back and forth over the last 30, 40 years of Creek, whether it's kind of owned by bodyboarders, by surfers, and then of course, you know, we have gravels and all that. But
Yes.
they love to come down in the winter and take all of them as well.
Yeah. So I would have started going to Creek at 16, so it was like 92. There was like definitely a bodyboarding presence because you have like you know, Scotty Carter, Joe Grodson. There's a guy named Scotto who wore one fin and drop knee. He's a legend. Seth Bolton, Derek McLean.
Yeah, rest in peace, Derek.
R.I.P. Derek, love you, bro. So there was like a solid crew of bodyboarders, but I would say the surfers ran it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there was just way more like tension back then. Like the surfers really, for the most part, didn't like bodyboarders. And then like amongst like people our age, you know, the surfers, like they would talk some shit, but we were like friends, you know?
Exactly.
It wasn't like, but like the older guys were just like, fuck bodyboarders.
Hardcore.
Like not stoked. And you know, there definitely was, there was altercations.
Yeah, a couple brawls.
People got slapped. I got sent in once.
How about you tell us about that? How'd that go? Did you have to put your tail between your legs and just top it?
I fucking took it, bro. So it was, funny enough, it was Mike Cruikshank.
Oh, okay.
Whom I'm
Legend.
total legend, whom we're all friends with now.
Totally.
Who's totally like backs bodyboarders now. But it was just like a small day at Gravels, and it was him and this other surfer. I think his name was Dylan. That guy never liked me. And it was like small shitty waves. I can't even really remember what I did. Maybe I like paddled inside or something. And Mike was not having it. He was not having it, and neither of them were having it. And I was by myself, and like I was never really a fighter. Most of my buddies were, but so I just was like, you know, like back then there was like respect and hierarchy. He told me to go in, and I fucking went in.
Totally. Yeah, that's so funny to hear the other side of it, because I'm normally out there with you, and you know, you're sending someone in who's getting a little too rowdy out there. So that's funny. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
If they're getting, yeah, I mean it's like I feel like it's pretty easy to go somewhere and get waves if you're just chill and like I remember you from when you're really young. Like you came up to me and like introduced yourself, said hi, what's up, and like that totally like changes the way I view someone if they do that. Like I'm like, okay, this person's cool, you know? And but like I know when I was like mid-20s, like I was pretty fucking harsh. Yeah, pretty fucking harsh. Cause like that's the treatment we got, like even by the older bodyboarders. Like, I mean, if they wanted a wave and they had seniority, they went.
Totally.
That's just how it was.
Yeah, it's always really trippy to figure out how you want to read a lineup, you know, when you go to either a new spot or somewhere that maybe you've surfed a few times, but you don't know the whole crew or whatever.
Right.
And I always go back and forth in my head, like, okay, when you go out, just kind of keep your head down, sit on the shoulder, you know, be the quiet guy and hope you can pick a couple off?
Yeah.
Or, you know, sometimes if you might know one guy in the lineup, you can go up and shake their hand, say what's up, and then everyone else kind of sees that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you'd paddle right back to the back and sit back there, you know, and wait behind everyone.
Yeah.
Do you think that back then you even had a chance if you paddled out and tried to just shake some random guy's hand and be like, hey, man, how's it going? Is there any waves?
Fuck, I don't know if anyone did that.
Because yeah,
I don't recall that.
They would just stare at you, huh?
I just don't remember that happening. Like I don't think it was a part of the. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't like. I mean, maybe in like summer with kooks or whatever, but like I am really introverted, and when I was younger, I was extremely shy, so I didn't say a fucking thing until like, you know, like some people started saying words to me, like Scotto would have been the first one, Seth Bolton. Those guys were like the first bodyboarders to be cool to me, and just kept going, you know, and then eventually get to know people. But I don't recall people coming in like, oh hey, how's it going? We just kind of like, if we didn't recognize people, you know,
don't even turn that way.
That's what it was.
Yeah, just get waves, just get your waves and go home, pretty much.
Yeah, different lineup for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about the psychology of, you know, when you paddle out somewhere and how your vibe can almost change the way that everyone has to act in a way, you know?
100%.
Like you can almost manipulate the thinking of the lineup.
You can.
Where if everyone's all grumpy and, you know, you paddle out and you know, you don't want to be annoying, but pretty joyful.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, that was a sick wave. Whatnot. Like you can start to turn everyone a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I'll probably butcher the story, but one time I was talking to Jared Houston about it. And, you know, in South Africa, there's such a pretty gnarly divide between the surfers and the bodyboarders.
Yes.
They seem to get along at all the, you know, the 6 spots where it's like a slab or a wedge. They get along, right?
Yeah.
But I guess one time Jared paddled out to a wave that he probably wouldn't have normally paddled out to. I think it was like a point break style wave or something.
Okay.
But it's a sick wave, nonetheless. And he said that just for like hours, they were just so grumpy, and everyone, he's hey, how's it going, mate? How's it, you know, and just so grumpy. And honestly, I can't remember how the story ended, but I think he said that just the whole time they just stuck with it.
Just stayed grumpy?
Yeah, just 100% did not like, and he was, you know, getting sick waves, doing big backflips in front of them and stuff, and they're just like blank face, pissed that he's even in existence.
Full straight face.
Oh man.
I think maybe like some people just aren't able to like, they're not able to change. They're so set in their ways, you know? They just can't even acknowledge that there's rad aspects to boogie boarding.
Yeah,
I think it's more of like the beginning generation, kind of like you're saying, like their dads before them, and then it's just going forward. It's been like that for decades now. So I feel like it's just been instilled into their kids, and then moving forward.
Yeah. I'd say it's like the generation above mine. They were the most like grumpy.
Yeah.
Totally.
And boogie board hating.
Yeah, now we have a pretty great relationship with everyone out there. I feel like it's really fun. I mean, half the time you're on a surfboard now.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Hey, I love riding waves in all ways.
Exactly, right? That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have some questions about your traveling back in the day. So, you know, you became kind of a creek local and, of course, gained your skill there, right?
Yeah,
so
100%.
Kind of the natural thing that happens is you're tired of surfing 3-foot beach break and, you know, just get over it, right? So you want to start moving around.
Yeah.
Where was like maybe the first couple trips or the first big trip you took? Was it a Hawaii trip? Was it a Mexico trip?
Yeah.
How'd it go down, and who was a part of it?
Okay, this is, well, there's kind of like 2. This one was sort of unintended, but for like my senior trip, we went to Hawaii in fucking June, right?
Okay.
Like, and we were staying on the east side.
Yeah.
My buddy's cousin or something had a place there, let us stay there for free. So we're just surfing, mostly driving to the South Shore, surfing like shit koalos and whatever, and these like random outer reefs on the east side, maybe pounders a few times. I think that's what it's called. And then like a west swell comes in June, and pipes proper, like,
no way,
like 4 to 6 foot. And I think there was like a boogie boarding contest at Bowls, So there was like Ross McBride. I'm pretty sure Joe was there, and a couple other pros. But there was only like probably 20, 30 guys out at Pipe, and it was like perfect west swell,
man,
like
that's awesome.
perfect. And I was fucking scared shitless. I was shitting myself. But it was like, of course I'm gonna go out.
Oh, yeah.
And I got like one good one, and I'll just never forget. Like, I'll never forget two things, like paddling out and hearing the waves, like hitting the water, like on a reef pass, and like how fucking loud that is. It sounds like thunder, and just how much speed I had on my first wave. I was just like, this is a different level. It's awesome.
Where did you guys stay when you went over there for the first trip?
Oh, we were just staying on the east side.
Oh, okay. Well, like whose place?
Oh, it was my one of my buddies from high school, his like cousin or something.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it was like, so we got to stay there for free.
Oh, the hookup.
It was total.
That's the
hookup.
issue with going over there. Not like
But-
I want to get over there, but it's tough to find a
It's-
place to stay.
It's so expensive now.
Yeah.
And then like I guess I can't remember if I went to Cabo first or North Shore after that. But I don't know if you guys are aware of these, but back in the day they used to have these things called the Cabo Freak Fest.
Yeah, I've heard,
I've heard of it.
By
Yeah.
Pit Bodyboard magazine.
Yeah, I think I
Exists.
see
Oh, it was
Manny
Pit that
V
ran
goes
those?
down.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Pitt. I think it was Pitt. Yeah.
That's sick.
And I think Manny Vargas like took it over eventually, or created his own thing.
Yeah.
But like, so you have like, I don't know, like 90 to 100 bodyboard. It was a fuckload of bodyboarders in Cabo, just fucking raging and surfing. But like, it was a shit show. Like,
And are the waves good there?
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It just
That's what I was
mean,
thinking.
well-
It's like a skimboard spot. It's
Well,
like
there
20-foot shore break.
Yeah, but like there is Lovers. Well, back then, I don't know if it still does it, but back then Lovers got pretty good.
Okay.
Like it'd be like what do I say? It's almost kind of like Seal,
Okay.
but like super warm water, and but it was more. I don't know why they picked it, but we're just like, fuck, we're gonna go. Of course, why wouldn't we go?
Yeah.
I think I got kind of an idea because like you can get some sick photos for the shore break. Say if it was a magazine,
That's true.
And then
Yep.
you got drinks that are down to Cabo. You can
Yes.
fun and party and get some shore break shots the next day.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So it was
Sounds
just,
like a fun time.
it was like a rage fest, and then we actually got really good waves at Lovers, and then Solmar we would like, I don't know if the side wave's different now, but you could like hit it.
Okay.
It was like big ass side wave, and
Like catch the side
you catch the cider
into like hit the
into
ramp.
yeah,
Oh, what's
into
sick.
the
Like
ramp.
full 10th
Yeah.
Street style.
Yeah, and then they had it 2 years in a row, but that would have been my first trip, and then both years hurricanes came through and just like fuck shit up. Like, the streets were just like rivers, bro.
Oh my God.
Like I saw someone was like trying to cross the street, and they like fell into a manhole. Like they're just like had to get themselves out of
No
it.
way.
Yeah, it
Dude,
was-
that's right on the
it was-
edge of death. If you get sucked
like-
in that,
well,
you're just
maybe-
gone.
Well, maybe it wasn't a manhole. Maybe it was a pothole because it's like Mexico. You know?
Yeah,
Big
true.
pond.
It
It
was
was
Probably a
It's a pothole.
pothole, but like some guy just like disappeared like halfway down. It's
It's a
like, what the
barrel-sized
fuck?
pothole.
But he got out of it.
Oh my goodness. That's
But,
so scary.
Yeah, I mean, we got exposed to, I mean, we already had shore break here, but I don't know. They were great trips.
How about Puerto?
First two. Puerto, I didn't get to till 2003.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it was
a little
a bit
bit
later there.
Yeah, and I went with Chris Monroe, Beefs.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out Beefs TV.
Beefs TV. Beefs
Raw.
and his dad.
Back on the boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Beefs
rips.
and his dad, and his dad took photos and video of us, so that was pretty cool. And we went 2 years in a row.
How are the local vibes when you went back then? Was there even really, like, I don't know. For a few years they got kind of mean, and now I've heard they chilled out. And how was it back then?
So, for the most part, it was fine. It was mellow. Chris and his dad knew some guys down there. I think it was like, fuck, I'm gonna butcher. I don't remember their names. I think it was like Angel and Jose. They owned I think it was called Colorado Surf Shop or something. They owned a surf shop down there back in the day.
Uh-huh.
So we knew those guys, and they're OGs. Grew up there. So that was sort of like a protection for us or whatever. Not, I mean, just like
you knew someone down there.
Yeah, we knew someone down there. So we had
you had
like,
a reason to be there. You knew someone there.
We kind of had an in, but
Totally.
like it was. I didn't really have any issues, but like eventually, like I think it was, I can't remember if it was the first or the second year, but this one guy who was like our friend at the beginning, this long-haired gentleman.
Long-haired gentleman.
I don't know if he was all coked the fuck out one day or something, but he just came up to us one day and he's just like, he was asking us to like, you guys just come down here, you don't give us any of your stuff, and he was just he was kind of crazy, and we just kind of like walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Such a trip. It's kind of the same story over the last 30 years.
really,
Yeah, where
did you have a similar experience?
80-90% good vibes.
Yeah,
You know, you'll have a great conversation with some guy and they'll just turn around and burn you. But besides that,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, it's expected. It's their way.
yeah, yeah.
But then, yeah, you randomly run into these people that expect things. And I
Yes.
understand if you have an extra pair of fins or an extra leash or an old board, help them out,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
these are people that are telling you to like bring a brand new board for them
yeah,
or to give them money.
Yes.
It's insane, you know, just the things that they expect or they say you can't surf.
yeah.
You know?
I
And-
mean, I wish like the tourists gave me some money for coming down the creek. It's not gonna happen.
Like-
I don't know. If I had stuff, I can't remember what I gave away. I gave away some stuff. I didn't give away my boards though, because I had customs. You
Yeah.
know? I'm like, I didn't,
these.
it's not like I got a lot of them. You know, I think I got 2 per year. I don't know how to navigate that situation. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I mean, I have an experience. I'll share it.
Do you think it's bullshit?
Yes
Like-
and no. I believe that if you find the right person who you believe deserves something and they've been really cool to you and they have not asked you for anything, then you should hook them up. And so
Okay.
that's the way that I did it. You know, I went
Yes.
down knowing that they were expecting stuff.
Yes.
I think on that trip, I might have only brought one board with me. I ended up giving it away. But anyways,
Fuck,
I
that's
found
cool.
a kid who didn't even have a board to ride. He was sharing other people's boards.
No way.
And he was a younger kid, ripped pretty good.
Yeah.
he was good.
His name's Balta.
Balta.
Yeah.
Orale, Balta.
Yeah. And he was just such a nice kid and didn't ask for anything. He was just stoked the whole
Yeah.
time, you know?
He had a smile on
And-
his face too. He was like just such a nice kid. I remember him. He was
Yeah. And so basically I I decided that he should have the board and everyone was pissed. Yeah.
Really?
Like, you know,
Yeah.
all the main, we don't need to name names, but the
Yeah.
main bodyboarder guys, they were pissed. Only the few understood. Like some of the older
Really?
OG guys that were helping run the contest and stuff, they knew it was a good move and they said, oh, that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
But everyone else, they just want your board so they can sell it.
Got it.
And it's not like I'm worth anything, but let's say if Tanner gives them a board,
Right.
they instantly throw it right on their Instagram and say, oh, for sale, Tanner McDaniel board,
Yep.
you know, or whatever,
Yep.
something like that. And even like the first time I went down there, it was during COVID. It was me,
Okay.
Evan, and Jack West. And
Yeah.
we just decided, hey, we want to go to Puerto.
Yeah.
And we just pulled the trigger and went.
Yeah.
And so technically Zicatella was closed because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
So they
I
had
heard
like
about
tape
that.
all across the beach. But then we
No
were told,
shit.
yeah, but then we were told by the locals that Colorado was open. And then
Uh-huh.
also you could surf Zicatella before 8 because the cops showed up at 8 in their ATVs.
Okay.
And if they caught you on the beach, then they would take your board, you know? And so like there's only 1 or 2 ATVs and they'd drive all the way down to La Punta and back. So the moment they'd go that way, everyone would run into the water. And then the moment they'd come back, everyone's like, okay, wait, go. And then you start running. And so one time I'm literally running to the hotel and I'm staying right there at Papaya Surf, right on the strip.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know where to stay, I
Yeah.
think I booked it on booking.com,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm in the shower and this one local surfer down there, he's kind of the main guy. And I've heard he's got a bit nicer, but you know, kind of this shorter, heavier set guy. And he comes up and just tries to grab my board right out of my hands in the shower. And he says, "Hub boards for me? And I'm like, no. But I'm scared of this guy too, because he's like kind of gnarly.
Right.
And so then he like slowly takes it out of my hands and starts just walking. And I'm like, oh, he has to be like joking with me, because literally 5 minutes before that, him and his other buddy were just talking to us and like, shooting the shit. And then they were kind of saying, oh, you shouldn't be surfing Zicatella. You're not from here. Only locals allowed to surf during COVID, whatever, all this shit,
Right.
But then he just decided he wanted my board. So I let him get like 5 feet away, and then I went, like my instinct kicked in of what I stand for, I'm not going to get pushed around like that.
Right.
So I just ripped it back out of his hand, and I was like, nah, hubboard's for me. Yeah. And then
that's amazing.
He was all pissed off, and he just walked down the street, and he just kept saying, okay, well, like, you owe me a board, and obviously I never gave that guy a board.
Yeah.
I think that trip I found, same situation, another really cool guy, his name was Eddie, to hook him up with a board. And he rode it for like 2 years, where the next 2 years when I went down, I saw him riding that board.
He's still on it.
Yeah, and it started to fall apart and everything. I was like, damn, I got to figure out how to get this guy another board.
Right.
And he was a real cool guy.
Oh, that's epic.
So I guess that's kind of the divide between, with the decision people have to make, whether they want to be cool or if they want to just be bitter.
Right.
But I can totally understand, a bunch of white people going down to their it's just one little bay, with one wave.
Yeah.
And just over and over, thousands and thousands of us coming down from wherever.
Yeah.
I can understand why they get pissed off.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand it. I don't, like, it's hard to say, because, like, I've never been in that situation, I don't know how difficult it is to earn a living there and all that shit. Like, I don't know. I would imagine it could be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But like, then again, with like, I feel like, what's that saying? You get more bees with honey or something like that. Like,
like the more good vibes you have, the better it tracks to you, and it stacks. Yeah.
Rather than just like taking, like, what do you have to offer?
100%.
Because like taking, like, I mean, it's just not a good energy. Like, who no one wants to be around that shit.
No.
And it's kind of like, we're going down there, we're like getting in part of their economy, we're like buying food, and we're staying at their places and stuff, and then it also all filters around, we're all getting their waves and stuff like that, but you also have to kind of give back. It's like any way of like community, like you're like being shareful out in the water, like it's the whole point, like sharing waves out in the ocean. So I think down there especially, like there's that balance of like, oh well, we're going into your area, right? Yeah. So we should like have it respect, of course, but like we're helping you guys by like wanting to come down here. Like all those people that travel down there all those times, that helps that area down in that small village so much. That like, if we aren't going down there, it's just gonna hurt them in a way. Like not us specifically, but like anybody around the world going down there. I think that's like a huge part of it too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a surf town.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once they geared towards tourism, if nobody shows up, they're done.
Well, yeah. It's like when like bad experiences keep happening, people aren't going to go down there. Like you're just going to get pushed out, and then what's going to happen? Like no one's going to surf there.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the little message that I heard this past summer, that everyone really cooled down.
No, I know, yeah, that's what.
Apparently they had a meeting. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, there's some really good people down there.
Yeah,
and so they want to keep everyone happy.
I can understand how you could get caught in that cycle, though, for sure.
100%.
I want to see it, but like it's
go for it.
No, go. I was gonna say, with like how you were how you gave a board down there. I was gonna add that. Didn't Evan bring a board down there too to give someone? And then when I went with you guys, that kid was still riding that board, and he was ripping it too. I was like, dang, like this is cool. Like I just thought I'd bring up that little story too. Like,
and that guy, he wasn't even from Puerto, but he was in need,
he
was a really good bodyboarder from Uruguay. And his name's Gaston. And he's a ripper. He's so good. And he was ripping on that trip. Evan had a board that just really didn't work out for him, and Gaston had tried it and really liked it. Yeah. He said, have it, bro. Perfect. And same thing. All the locals were pissed. Yeah. And I was like, fuck that, dude. You made the right decision. You gave the board to somebody who's really going to appreciate it. And just like Ryan said, the next year, the guy's riding the board and ripping. I think he was riding it in the contest, if I remember.
Yeah, I got a couple clips of him. Like, he flew and got like a couple backflips. And I was like, oh, like, I saw him do the flip. I'm like, oh, that's Evan's board. Like, no way. It was a found. It was a black and orange found. So
yeah, and he was definitely honored to be riding that board, for sure.
That's legit. Yeah, I mean, appreciation and gratitude.
Goes around
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, I think, Ryan, don't you have a little segment here of some Puerto gold?
So I thought I would
just to interrupt real quick. I like don't think I'll ever go to Puerto again.
Really?
I'd rather go to other places in mainland Mexico, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring that up, like, where would be like that next place you think, like, as if you're like going and surfing, so like where would you actually like look to go and travel? Like,
right now?
If you were to pick like a place, like say if you would go back to the North Shore or like go to you would
No. Sorry, Jeff. We love the North Shore.
I love the North Shore, but like if I'm going on a surf trip, I want to get like a bunch of waves.
Yeah, 100%.
And like I'd prefer to be like less crowded, and mellow. And I mean, just from what I'm seeing, just like the North Shore, like the last time I went to the North Shore it was either 08 or 09. And it was a fucking zoo then. And it just looks, 3 times as bad now.
Yeah.
And I mean, all my experiences on the North Shore were good, except for the very first time I went there, like proper as a surf trip. Eddie had moved there, and he had an apartment in I think it's called the VLAN Ghetto. It's like, right, there's
sounds
these
like where
apartments.
Johnny Correa would live or something.
Yeah. It was these apartments right in front of VLAN though, but they were like dumps. But it was like the location was insane.
Yeah, right in front of VLAN. What?
Right in front of VLAN. Yeah, I believe it's not there anymore. I don't know. But like I went out for the first time. The waves are shit. It's like absolute shit. And I think we end up over at that like little reef next to it. I think is that Freddyland or something. I'm not even sure.
Camiland
It's
I
just
don't
to the
know.
left of it. It's like you can just paddle over there.
I'm probably the worst person to suggest. So
well,
shut
whatever.
up.
We don't know that little shit wave to the left of VLAN. If you're standing on the beach, and then like I got sent in there. This is like beat it, Howie.
Oh my goodness.
And like the waves are terrible. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there's
But
other.
I don't know where I would go next. That's a great question.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you done being cold?
I am. I mean, Nicaragua's or Phil's Nicaragua trips.
Oh,
he
man.
looks like he has those pretty dialed. That looks pretty nice.
He's got it dialed.
Might just jump on his coattails one of these days and like ride that out.
Yeah. I mean, he just
That
pulls
looks
the
pretty
trigger
fun.
though, like every few weeks though. He's so
That
on
is
it.
true. He's got it dialed.
Yeah, he's got a good system.
He's got it dialed.
I'm just waiting until he buys a house.
Where? Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Phil, buy a house.
You know you're close, man. We're fucking ready to come visit, dude.
Yeah, we will support you. You can have Nick. He'll run the Airbnb
Yeah,
side
I'll
of it.
run that shit,
dude. It'll be good. I'll mow the lawns. We'll
I'll
clean.
get the footage.
We'll get Carlos to clean the pool. It'll be good. Yeah. That's what he does.
He does.
He's the engineer
He's the
for
pool guy.
Yeah, no, like he's
a
literally
fucking legit
for like a
pool
legit
guy.
resort. Yeah.
He'd be fucking good at the pool.
Right.
Yeah, so
I'd
I'll
be
get
like,
back to go on.
Where do you guys have on the radar?
Ooh, good question.
I don't know if we're
See,
allowed
it's
to
like
talk
hard.
about that.
You're not.
we
No, we
allowed
want to.
talk.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay,
we
go.
want to go places, but
Let's
I
go.
don't want some fool to cut me off and end up there before me. That's literally just the the selfishness of it, and that's what's happened to me before. So yeah, I'd love to get back to Europe. Like when I went to the Canaries, it was pretty sick. There's some other islands I'd want to go to.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a couple of places like in the South Pacific we want to go. Somewhere that like everyone's been going lately.
Yeah.
And that looks really cool, but seen some other islands that look sick. And that's the thing is that the way I like to travel is, I just book whatever the tides and the conditions for the season are best in that time, right?
Right.
And
right.
I just hope that there's swell. I can't do a strike mission. That's like me and Ryan. We have, full-time
Yeah.
jobs. We can't do that.
Right.
And so
It's off the table.
exactly.
You gotta
just
plan
gotta
it
go
out.
with good vibes.
Yeah, with like the best season and tides, and you
Yeah.
just pull the trigger.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
you go somewhere where you can fish if the waves are flat or do whatever, like have fun still.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think somewhere that I think collectively we both want to go back to is Java. And then also a couple other islands in that area are
Am I
really
invited?
sick. Yes, you're invited.
Can I go to Java?
Any trip we're planning, you're on.
The cool thing about those trips, I think at least to like the Southeast Asian countries,
Yeah.
specifically like any of those islands by Java.
Indo-Malay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can bring kind of a good amount of people because you end up going to places that are so little traveled that your crew is the only crew there. Even when we went to Watu, there was, you know, 3 or 4 other crews of like 5 guys, and I think we were 5 or 6 guys, and we all had so much fun. So there was no like no one was pissed off at each other. There was maybe a couple days where waves weren't that good and it was really crowded or whatever.
A little bit of tension.
But crowded is
it wasn't
like 20 guys out.
It was just
versus,
busy.
Yeah, crowded is 20 guys versus any of our spots around here with like 100 guys out, you know? And then the majority of the time you're surfing alone or with a couple people. And I think that some of the other islands that I've been looking at around there are really empty.
Okay.
Where you can just hop on a moped, and some of them have a lot of like beaches too. And you can just cruise for miles of beach breaks and just surf wherever you want alone.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, so that's, I think, kind of the vibe we're going for next time.
Yeah.
Probably just fly into Bali and then from there look at the swell and be like, all right, what island do we want to go to? Because all that shit you can do like right then and there. When you get there, you don't have to book it ahead. You can just hop on a boat or hop on another plane, little puddle jumper, you know?
Just get to Bali and figure it out.
So I think those are the areas we're going to focus on.
Nice.
It's just you need about 2 weeks if you're going to do a trip like that to make it worth it.
Yeah, I would say if like a trip that like if we were to go back over there again, I definitely want to do like a little bit longer because like like 2 weeks out there is good, but like it's kind of like you're saying like there's everything around there is just so close and easy to be like, oh, there's a swell over on this island, flight's only like $200, like $200, like why not, like just go over to the next island. So I think like next time if we were to like do an Indo, like try to maybe hopefully go into some other areas outside of just like that one little, because like that wave is one of the best waves I've ever seen in my life, don't get me wrong, but like there's other waves that are around that area too that are like, oh, like that can have some good mixture and some good polish around. But I think Mexico obviously is one that I want to like definitely go back to because that was like my first international trip. So I was like definitely a little sentimental on that one. But also just like the footage and like the times that we had down there are like unforgettable. So I definitely would love to redo that again. But I actually go back to what Scotty's wanted to bring up. So I'll bring up a funny little story that I don't know if you remember specifically, but I remember when I was starting to talk with you a bunch out in the lineup. And I remember you put up on your story, you're like, oh, like got all these DVDs I'm getting. Like, I'm like, dude, I like saw it, like you're like put it like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, I'm getting all this, like, because I'm all into like the films and stuff like that. And then I remember you wrote a couple notes on one of them, and you're like, oh, like might have a couple clips in here or something like that. And do you remember which one that is by chance?
It's No Friends. I can't remember what it's called, but it has a Scantron on the front.
Yeah, multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So,
dude, that's such a sick name.
Yeah, dude, No Friends had it, dude.
No Friends was the shit, dude.
Yeah, I bet. And so before I want to ask a couple questions on that as well, because you were around that time when that was just so big. And for me, like, I kind of stepped into like seeing all this stuff of bodyboarding a little later. Cause so like I was like 16, 17 when I first found out about like, and that was around like 2013, 2014.
Okay.
So like that was toward the tail end of like DVDs being produced. Like that was probably like the last years of it being produced. And when I first saw like bodyboard videos, I was like, oh my God, like this is it. This is the life. Dude. Like I wanted
poured down.
Poured down.
Yeah, this thing's sick.
Dude, it's trying to fly.
Sci-5, quad core. What up? Oh, it's not a quad core. Oh, it is. Quad core flex, baby.
But yeah, so that's pretty.
Oh fuck!
That's probably one of my favorite boards I've seen you ride. Good colorway, OG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks good in the sun. Yo, they're all coming down.
A little bit of the Mach 7.
All right, I'm gonna fuck with it. Don't worry.
You got it?
Oh my God, Ryan.
I just made it worse.
Oh my God.
All
right, let's ditch the board.
Boards are out.
Boards are out.
Boards are out.
All right, we're gonna.
Oh my God.
And we're back. So sorry, dude.
No, you're good. Don't even worry. I got backup for it, so you're cool. So why don't we just segment into this? So let's get this going. So I'll get this where you can watch it. Yeah, it's a DVD player. I was gonna play it off the DVD, but we'll get it going this way.
That's so
probably
sick.
all right.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just.
No, yeah, it's chill.
I thought I had knocked like the whole hard drive off or something.
No, so I'll have this play like right in front of here, but this is pretty interesting. So I remember you wrote on the outside of the DVD that you had like a bonus section.
Yeah, we were in the bonus.
This is where I don't have the music on this, but I thought I'd put the clips in just to have this like a really good memory because I thought this was so cool to watch this and check this out. I'll give a little thumbs up when I have it playing up.
Okay, front. I haven't seen this in so long,
dude. You're gonna have to run us through it.
Yeah.
Oh, Crowbar.
Me and Beef.
We haven't talked about that yet.
Me and Beef. Oh my God, Puerto. This is our first year. I think this is 03.
Because I want to say this came out in 2004, the DVD. I don't know if I'm saying the time of year exactly.
That sounds right. I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's one of the best waves I got.
Yeah, that was a pit.
Yeah, it was like and that day was super crowded because it was pumping, you know. And so I just I paddled over to the right, and I was just like trying to get away from people. And I'd kind of just given up, and that thing just fucking came to me.
That invert was so nice.
Yeah, Chris rips.
Yeah,
the DK
I used to drop me back then. Yeah, this was a really fun trip.
Yeah, you were getting some deep pits down there back then.
Yeah, we were getting. Well, it used to break out further. I guess it's moved in quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like straight shore break.
Chris and his ARSs, he could throw those things like nobody's business. Oh, it was a fun little ride. Oh,
bro, how's the rail?
Oh, cutty.
On rail?
Yeah, there's not many better feelings than a cutty on a boogie. When you can just lay into it.
And just put all your force.
Yeah. So it's it never got huge, that's Punta Colorado.
Slabbing.
It was just mostly fun size Zicatella, in that, 3 to 6 foot range, maybe a few bigger sets. Oh my gosh.
So who is filming this?
Chris's dad.
Okay.
His tag name is Moki Tom, but Tom Monroe.
Okay. And how old were you when you're out on this trip with Chris? How old is Chris by chance? Are you guys same age?
He might be a year younger than me. I think I'm probably 26 or 7 here.
Okay.
26 or 27. I think 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so...
And, we just went down there. That's at the La Punta, I think. Trying to drop me.
Dude, you can't even surf that wave now.
What's that?
The locals are so hectic.
Too? It's too looked out?
Yeah, they just won't even let you paddle up to the good part of the wave. They just say no.
So, funny thing about it'll drop me, Cuddy. Funny thing about that trip was I let Chris buy the tickets, and he got them into Oaxaca City, not into Puerto.
We have a story too. Keep going.
Oh,
so we got in. So we get into Oaxaca City at fucking midnight, right? And so we have to go to the bus station, and this bus station is just sketchy as fuck. And there's just people sleeping it's kind of like a circle, and there's just people sleeping, I guess maybe the homeless or maybe people waiting for a bus. But anyways, Tom has all these expensive cameras. We have all our boards and shit. And so we just put I think we all just had our arms through our backpacks, just
ready.
Yeah. And dudes were walking by and mean mugging us. And eventually and the fucking bus attendant or whatever, or the ticket counter, they're speaking Spanish really fast. And I can pretty much understand and speak Spanish. I can get by. And I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying. I'm just fuck, dude. But eventually we finally got on a bus at 2 a.m. And the bus ride was sketchy as well. We're driving through those mountains in Oaxaca. And there's at one point, there's a guy sitting on an egg cart, and he's the shifter.
No way.
Yeah, they had a shifter.
So there's just a guy shifting while there's a guy driving.
Yes.
Dude, that is so hectic.
But anyways, we come to a part and the road's just fucking washed out. And the driver does the fucking sign of the cross and just fucking charges it.
Are you serious?
I didn't think we were going to fucking make it to Puerto. I thought I was going to die on that fucking bus.
How long was that bus ride?
It's 6-7 hours, I think.
Oh, it's brutal. Straight through the mountains.
Is it more?
I think it's about 7 or 8 hours. Yeah,
6-7 hours, and then we didn't even. They took us to it. Ended up in another bus stop. It was 45 minutes from Puerto, and then we got.
Oh my god!
But also on that trip, my luggage, luckily my boards got there and shit, and I had my trunks and stuff and with my board bag. So my luggage didn't arrive. So I wore like the same clothes the whole fucking time.
It never came?
No.
Damn.
No, I got
Holy
it when we were heading back home at the airport in Oaxaca City.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a pretty good trip.
Right.
And then instead of taking the bus, we hired a taxi, or it was like a van, and the guy was just bumping fucking techno, super loud, and I think he was twacked out of his mind, just fucking charging, dude, hauling ass, dude.
Oh, I can imagine this.
Traveling's the best, dude, because you just end up in all these trippy situations.
Dude.
Oh, like you would never expect them, and like
Yeah.
they're the ones you always remember.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. I bet like you could get the beat in your head. You're like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know. I wish we could just
It was-
make
it
like
was
an animation of all of this.
Yeah. Moki Tom was not stoked on the techno.
Yeah. The second
Okay.
time we went,
Yeah.
Gabuano booked his flight to Oaxaca City. I don't know if he actually flew there. I think maybe he switched it when he was in the TJ airport, like he realized. Or it
Okay.
was, yeah, he did fly there and then he was ended up being, anyways, they were late or whatnot.
Mhm.
I think what happened is he realized when he was in the airport in TJ,
Yeah.
and then he had to just buy a whole new flight
Okay.
because he was kind of fucked.
Yes. Yeah.
And so he just had to like eat it and just put it on the card.
Dude, honestly, better call.
Yeah.
And then the kid shows up with all his like gaming equipment. He's like full like laptop setup, like all this shit.
Yeah.
So funny.
No way.
Yeah.
It came down there to play like.
To game,
To
bro.
game?
Yeah.
Well, like
Dude.
at night, like once there's nothing to do, because I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know. He wasn't like much of like a drinker then. I mean, I
Yeah.
was hanging out at the Aqua Luna having a few. Like,
Yeah.
what else are you gonna
Yeah.
do down there? It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, drinks are cheap down there. Food's
Yeah.
cheap down there. Might as well eat
Yeah.
and drink a bunch of food. But yeah, he was wanting to game down there. It was kind of interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
some people want to do what they want to do on their
Yeah.
trips, but I remember when we were in the Mexico City airport, or the Oaxaca. Where's it? You fly to Oaxaca and then you go to
No, Mexico City.
yeah, Mexico City, yeah,
Mexico
that's what I
City to Porto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
straight.
Flying to
Yeah.
Porto.
yeah, that airport for me at least, dude, that was like a little shell shocking for me, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Kinda like it's just such a big airport,
It's
and
a
then
big
like as you're
airport.
flying over, like you see how condensed that city. Like you hear about
Yes.
it, but then you see it yourself.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, whoa, that's a
Yeah.
whole like mind blow. That airport,
Yeah.
dude, like it kind of feels like you're out of jail. Like I don't know, I haven't been to jail, but like it feels kind of
I have.
It's just like
Yeah,
Just
just
much better than
just-
jail.
no,
Yeah.
I bet, no, but it's like the setup around it, like the walls are all concrete. And
Yes.
like, everything is just like concrete, and it's just
Yeah.
kinda, like, a little sketchy. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
that might be me just being a little white boy right there.
Yeah.
No.
just like going to take a shit, you feel like you're waiting in a line for bread. And
Yeah.
everyone's like up against the wall.
Yeah, that's right.
And like I swear, I don't know what the fuck those people eat down there, but every single person that would go into the stall would immediately like spontaneously combust.
Blow out.
As dude, I'd be standing against the wall, you know, I'm like 6 or 8 in line just chilling. One guy like comes out, and so the other runs in there, closes the door. Literally as the pants drop, you just hear like all gnarly. You're like, what is going on? Every single person, like 5 in a row.
It's
And then you can't flush the toilet paper, so these people are like putting
right.
Oh,
so hectic.
dude.
Trash
yeah.
can.
No,
Yeah.
I can tell you why. It's those authentic gorditas they're eating down
Oh
there.
man, they got something going on.
It's probably everyone trying to avoid taking a shit in the airport.
Yeah.
So they're just like choking it off until it reaches like explodo point.
That's
And you-
about right, dude. That's
And
about
then you
right.
got to get in that line, dude.
Bro,
Oh,
I
fuck.
feel so bad for anyone listening to this in headphones right now. They're just like driving in their car.
No, they're probably doing the same thing, dude. What are you doing when you listen to a podcast? You're probably
True.
sitting there too.
Oh
All right,
man.
segue.
Okay.
So, when I came here, we were kind of like talking about this before. When I brought up this, I thought that you were showing us some photos, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like those are like the sickest memories. Like
Yeah.
when you look at some photos, like you can just see the memories in them. Like you can almost feel them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when someone else is showing me this, I'm like, damn, I can probably just see like how sick of a time that probably was. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the photos right over here.
I
or-
do have them.
Sweet. I'm pretty down to check those out again. Here's some stories about those.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Should I come over here?
Yeah, cruise on over.
So you guys can see them?
We
Yeah,
can
we'll
cuddle.
put them up too. We'll have them up just like I had the
Okay,
video. We'll
so-
have them up.
This
Whoa.
first one is like, we call ourselves the Tower 2 crew because they used to put the tower at Creek right next to the stairs. And tons of OGs in here. Curtis Knopp, Brad Kuhn, Todd Salami, Matt Pagano, our Dana Point former mayor.
Oh, what a trip.
Chris Jimenez, Aaron Hoffman of the Hoffman family. Myself, Eric Lorton, you can't see him. There's Dusty.
No way!
Dusty Briz in the background.
Dusty, bro.
Oh my God, look at little shit grom Dusty.
Yeah.
That is so
And
funny.
Oh, dude.
We just fucking wreaked havoc from that tower and at the snack bar. We did this thing, it was called like, I can't remember what we called it, but we'd put $1 on the end of a fishing line and put it right in front of the stairs. And so, like, I mean, this is back, 95 or something, the dollar meant something. So, like, people would be trying to get the dollars, like, pulled away.
It's like that one
And then we called
Geico
it
commercial, bro. It's funny as hell.
Fishing for people or something.
Yeah.
Might have been what we called
You
it.
ever do the towel in the sand where you like dig a hole and then
No.
we do that? We call it tourist traps.
That's
And you
fantastic.
like dig a hole at the bottom of the staircase to the beach or something.
Yeah.
And then just lightly like you put a towel over it and sprinkle sand over like a 4-foot hole.
Yeah.
Like not knowing we can probably just get sued for that nowadays.
Oh,
but
yeah. I remember people used to do that with the seagulls. Like you put a chip there and you wait for the seagull to come out and there'd be someone underneath and you, whoa, I'm
Yeah.
gonna grab the seagull.
your homies are like, go now, and you grab them.
That's epic.
Shout out PETA.
We did a lot of we did more like water ballooning. We did a lot of water ballooning from the snack bar and to the snack bar. That was more of our go-to, and I seen a lot of fights at the snack bar. I seen
From that.
Various reasons. It was just tensions were higher back then or whatever, and there was no cameras anywhere, so
Do what you want.
yeah.
It's a completely different world.
Definitely seen a few people get knocked out of the snack bar. This is when I first got sponsored by BZ. It's the first board I got from them. It's called
so
the
sick.
Unirail. So it's like it had the front of it was like a rounded rail. It's a trip.
Oh, okay.
Like it
no,
was like
I know what you're talking
rounded,
about. Like, rounded
it was like
edges,
rounded at towards the nose, and then went back into
Yeah, that was like
50-50.
Old school like
Sick.
DK style back. And how old are you? And like what?
I am 19 right here.
Okay.
That's in front of my
is that
parents'
a like,
house.
mini bat tail too, or is that like a?
Yeah, it's a smaller bat tail. Yeah, you're
it's like
correct.
almost like say at the bottom it's perfectly flat. It's not like sticking out in the center lower. It's like one of those good.
I don't think. Yeah, it didn't stick out past the tail. The bat tail is just like a hump.
No, that I like that style.
It was a great
back
board.
there. Yeah, sweet.
I was just super stoked to be getting free boards,
What a trip.
and I didn't have to do contests anymore. This is Cabo 98, I believe. Tons of OGs in here. Martin Parker, one of my best friends. Curtis Knopp, one of my best friends to this day. And then Andre Botha at, I believe he was 15 years old.
Wow.
Grounded.
Yeah. Alex Parker, another OG, also in that. And Daryl Nelson, South African. Dan, he's a Creek guy. Oh, Rusty Friesen.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard
sick.
that.
Rusty Friesen, you can barely see him. He was also like 14.
What a trip.
This is just at my parents' house. There's Phil.
Phil Rom.
Martin Parker again, Jason Norton, and Eric Lorton, and this is my sister's boyfriend who brought us all the bodyboarding magazines back,
cool.
like when we were young.
What a legend.
Jason Norton, who made Fistic Youth and Pool Toys.
What a trip. Yeah, you brought up that one the other I haven't heard of Pool Toys, but I've heard of Fistic Youth. I need to
YouTube
figure
that
out-
shit.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, that's
Yeah.
why I've been buying all like the DVDs and the VHS because, like, yeah, they're on there, but the music's not there. I want to know the music you guys were putting to that stuff back in the day. You know?
I have the VHS of both.
Oh, what a trip!
So
I'm gonna have to.
You can,
I'm gonna have to rip that off for you for a second.
you can borrow them.
No, yeah.
Those ones I'm gonna keep.
Oh no, those are like
Those are
that was
two-
your
Those
yeah,
ones
no,
I'm
those
gonna
are like
keep.
your OG, of course. You gotta
First-
keep that stuff.
I think that was the first video I was in.
No,
That's
sick.
epic.
Probably, I don't know if I was in Pool Toys. Maybe Fistic.
No, I'll rip the video off so I can give you a watching
Yeah.
again, so you
Yeah.
can have that anytime you need.
That's all good. I was stoked to see that Porta section.
No, for
This
sure.
is the VLAN Ghetto. Eddie,
is that for-
Eddie and
okay.
Alex Parker. In that we had like 8 guys in a room. Yeah, legit. 8 guys in a fucking room. And,
Everyone's just laid out like sardines.
yes, correct.
Best way to do it.
And I believe scabies went rampant on this trip.
No.
Yeah. I was unaffected.
Whoa.
I went down and I slept down in the living room just on hardwood floor.
Oh, that is so hectic.
But the boys looks like they're looking at some boobies. This was Andre Botha's second world title, and he's with like the South African contingent. Wow. All the OG Safas. Some of them would be Doug Cockwell. That's Brendan Thomas, who became editor of Surfer magazine eventually. Craig Marie, another OG. I stayed with him a bunch of times. Craig was a dirty little fella. I mean, he got pretty smelly. He was just like, Craig, bro, you need a shower, dude.
Yeah, there's just those people that like, you start learning more about them when you're on trips.
Total legend.
Sounds like
Great
Ian.
Yo,
it's empty, we're good.
Oh, thank God. Woo-hoo. Quick little
goodness.
Heart racer right there for a second.
I'm gonna have to like redo this infrastructure here. We got boards falling, we're knocking shit over. I have to get like a new table, and then we'll do like a sick rack back here or something.
Dude, it's just learning as we go. That's how we said it in the first
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, learn as I think it's kind of funny
That's
with
life.
all this kind of mess up shit.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, you need it.
This one's still just crooked.
I think it's just real, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you see everyone's like, oh, perfectly lit and everything. Like, dude, we're just giving it a go. We only have
100%.
we're gonna have like 5 people watch this. So
We're just talking shit.
But yeah, so next
Well,
photo.
you're welcome, you 5 people. You're welcome. This is called him Brewman.
The Brew
Brandon
Man.
Foster, another boogie boarding legend.
Like
I
I've
have
heard
no
that
idea
name
what
now.
happened to him. Brandon Foster, great drop near.
Sick.
This is Eddie's when he had a house or he had a place at Turtle Bay. Also, a bunch of legends in here: Toby Player, Mike Crawley, and Chuck Reno. I don't know the other guys. They're Aussies. Oh, and fucking Ralphie, who did all the videoing for 662.
Oh, dude,
Wow,
that photo
that's huge.
looks so like that looks like a fun night.
This is the first
Even
day
the-
I got there. We had a big party.
Just
Oh,
the
yeah.
decal on the Coors Light can is so funny.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah,
It
it's
does look
so
a little
old school.
different. Yeah, I kind of remember that actually. Yeah, what a trip.
Oh, okay.
Like back when they had that like ice white writing, now it's like kind of almost.
Is it off-white or something?
It's like the
Yeah.
transparent. Or whatever.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same.
Now, that's sick.
No.
I remember that came when I was a kid. Like, fuck, it's funny.
And this is the night we went into town. So Chuck Reno made this company called Plastic People. Made these sick shirts,
Legit.
super like artsy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
used to make like skinny jeans and shit too, huh? Like that was like.
Yes, I think he still owns some thrift stores or something in New York.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
he's from New Jersey. Great
Oh, shit.
bodyboarder. Cool, super fucking cool guy. This is Eddie. He made it for that first night of the party. He made all these like just for plastic people. He made all these like paper glasses. So we're wearing
that's
those. It's Ed shooting a
Yeah,
shot.
he's rocking a No Friends shirt too.
Yeah, no friends. Yep.
Sick.
I think same night there's Dave Hubbard.
What?
No way.
Yeah.
What a trip.
There's Dave.
Oh, that was
Chucky,
back in
Ralphie,
his days.
Myself, Ed. Yeah.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah. This is okay. This is driving home. We should do this one first. Chucky had a little too much to drink this night. He's just fucking. He's really
Is
comfortable.
that the access from the car up there?
I don't know. He's just really comfortable in the car, or I mean on the ground.
What camera is this all taken on?
This is taken on one of those old school, like it's like a digital camera, like a
Like little disposables? Like
not a disposable.
Oh, okay.
But so a bunch of those other photos were. This is like the first digital cameras.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
okay.
but they're like small, like a point and shoot,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
like
makes
a
sense.
point
Yeah,
and shoot
totally
digital
makes
camera.
sense. Sick.
And then
Best
that's
looking photos.
this. We were just making fun of Chuck on the way home. He
The
was
moment
Dunzo.
after.
He was Dunzo. And then it's just a picture of some more OGs: Curtis Knopp, Colin Carey, Eric Lorton. Old school no friend shirt.
So sick.
Beefs with hair and Colin Carey. It's surfed with these guys a ton.
Good old crew.
Yeah. And then here's Phil and Eric Lorton, myself at we were at Ocean Avenue. Phil Rom right there.
Dude, Phil looks like a
Look at
lady
that, man.
fucking polar back in the day.
He
bro.
was-
All
he
slicked back,
was,
looking
man.
like he got the sick jacket on.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah. Old school days in Laguna, like Ocean Avenue used to have like an 80s night on Tuesday. It went off.
Oh,
That sounds epic.
Yeah. So there are those.
So
man,
bro. I bet like just having good photos, good stories like that are just like the best.
Yeah, dude, it's been a trip looking back on all of them, and just like when Scotty asked me to do this, I've just been like reminiscing the past. It's a trip.
Not bad.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It's because it's like so different now.
Yeah.
From how it was.
Yeah, I'm a big like person with like nostalgia and like looking back and like always like kind of using the past as like towards your present and future. Like how
yes.
everything's happened for a reason and everything.
Yeah,
so I
totally.
love looking back at the history and like seeing how it all happened, because it's why we're kind of here, why we're all into bodyboarding stills, because all that stuff that you guys did led up to that. Like your generation pushed us into like what we wanted.
Yeah.
As much as like you don't really know it then, but it does kind of shape us in a way.
Yeah, I mean, we had, like, I was lucky. I mean, a bunch of guys paved the way for us. And then, like, I'd say from when I was like 18 to like 22 or whatever, we had a fucking solid crew. There was like 15 guys that ripped. And then it was that point, like, a few people, like, people kind of stopped fucking with us, because if they would fuck with us, they'd have like 10 people to deal with. You know, so that's how we just rolled as a pack.
Yeah.
And like we didn't have problems anymore.
Kind of how
no one fucked with us.
It's kind of how it started transitioning for us too. Like, it's funny you say that, because that's like the same age for me, at least, around like our crew kind of building up. It was like from 18 to 22 is when I was like realized like, all right, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to be a part of the crew. I want to like be at the local all the time, like get waves, get footage. And it's just kind of funny because that is like, I think like the biggest transition point in your life, like as like a surfer, that like you kind of find out like, all right, like, am I gonna actually like give this a go, like a real go? Like I want to try to like get sponsored and travel and get good waves, or am I just gonna be like kind of just kicking at the local and having fun with it, like do work and then surf before work or whatever.
Right.
So I think that's kind of cool. And then I'll bring up, maybe you want to go into this a bit more with like how my opinion, but like around that time, like right when our crew like was legit, like Scotty kind of hopped in, like we were like, me and like our crew, like Gavin and like all the people from like San Clemente, we started going up to Dana a bit more, because obviously like T Street started sucking really bad, and we wanted to like get more barrels at Creek and stuff. And we obviously like grew up going to Creek and stuff when we were younger too, but it's like how you were like, we're a little bit further away, so it was more like we had to know it was gonna be good if we're gonna go. Right. At San Clemente, but yeah, like around that time when like we started getting with the Dana crew, like say like our San Clemente crew started getting with like Ian and Evan and like Scotty, and then like we used to like Craig out there and surf with him a bunch. And I think it's kind of cool around that time we all kind of just came together, and like there was a few sessions out like around like 2018 at Creek that were just a little on edge, little like kind of like, I would say closest as possible to like how it was back in the day, where like people are full on like saying on lineup, we're gonna burn every boogie out here, like it's pretty hectic. But I would say that's around the time like how you were just saying like you had your good crew, and then like no one's gonna mess with you because you're with your good crew. But before that, people are gonna mess with you. So I think it's kind of funny. I kind of wanted to segue into that. Like maybe if you want to talk about it, that one time that we had a pretty sick time. I wasn't a part of it, but like I had just walked up from after this, and we had a good day. We had a good day at Creek, dude. I remember.
I think I know what this is.
If I remember the date exactly, it was October 7th of 2018. Because I filmed that day, so it was pretty sick.
Know the date. Jeez.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to make that?
Yeah, we don't have to go into detail or anything.
No,
but
detail, just like
I know.
I think
the outer known of the story.
Just I feel like the main difference in what started happening is that, you know, you had your crew in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then there was kind of a gap. There was some guys who were maybe like 3 or 4 years older than us, like the Hood Rats Prodigies guys.
That's
great. Like they were a solid crew, but then they phased out for a few years. They all got big boy jobs, you know, and moved off.
Bodyboarding was dead.
Can I say what like in all my time there, it's kind of been like that. Yeah. There's been for sure like a solid bodyboarding presence, and then gone. Exactly. And then another crew comes in, and then usually they kind of like disperse pretty quickly. But you guys have hung around, you know, and it's like it's rad to see that presence back at Creek again. Yeah, so, thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Great way to pick that up. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it basically, like, long story short, we got into a little tussle down there. Yeah. It was just all the surfers weren't used to having a crew of bodyboarders. Yes. And that specific day was just the day of days, not of waves, but day of days of people. Like
Yes.
where it just so happened that whole San Clemente crew came through, whole Dana Point crew came through, you know, and then other people as well, people that I didn't even know that showed up, and they were all homies with Gavin and Ryan and everyone. I'm like, who are these people? But then they were full-on bodyboarders, you know?
Right.
Because I was still so new to their crew and everyone at that time,
Right.
you know? And basically what happened is, I don't know, they were all fighting down at Gravels like words, and I went to Rights Off, so I'm just on my own. But we go up to the showers, and I'll just never forget being in the shower, and this guy looks at me, surfer who like we're now friends with, and we're all cool, but he looks at me and he's like, yeah, get your fucking pool toys out of here, or something like that, you know?
Good little reference, huh?
And yeah, literally.
But
And so then, yeah, we start walking up the hill, and then Gavin's like, hey, I bet you won't fucking come over here. And so then the guy just runs over, and basically he tried to hit me with his surfboard in the face. So we had to give him a good old cracking. And then some old guy just like ripped me off. I think I probably weighed 120 pounds. You know? So this old guy just picks me up, just like carries me. It's pretty funny. I think I've already talked about this so many times.
No, I'm not gonna like. But no, I thought it would be just.
But
a good time.
Yeah, for like a week or two after that, we were kind of getting chased around by that older crew of surfers.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think we just hashed it out. We had like a conversation at some point. You know, I talked to the guy that we got in the tussle with and everything, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to all have a pretty good mutual respect for each other. There's not too much back paddling or whatnot going on, and I think everyone just wants to have fun.
I think what happens is like in fall we just get bombarded.
Yeah.
Typically, it's like, and it's just the lineups. I think it's the most busy it is of all times of the year.
Yeah, because all the San Clemente guys come up because their beach breaks
start
sucking. Yeah.
And I think that's when maybe like, because I know the crew you're talking about, and I'm like friends with all those guys, and they're not bad dudes, but like I think when you're just in that like pressure cooker zone, you're just kind of maybe, if you're not at your best self, you're going to take it out on someone else.
I think that was the day too. Like I said, just the day of days, there was probably 15 or 20 of us, you know, you couldn't blame them for being pissed off.
Right.
And then you got Gavin mouthing off to him.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help.
Yeah. It's just like, and I mean, it can get frustrating out there. And then for those of us like who've been there a long time, I mean, fuck, I'm like 30 years plus out there. It's just like, it can get annoying, but it is what it is. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I'll segment back to like how it is nowadays. Like, I think nowadays it's probably as best as it's ever been for like that surfer bodyboarder dynamic, and like
100%.
Just seeing how like actually some surfers are actually interested in like looking at boards and like seeing how it is, because like I mean our waves aren't like that great all the time, but like you want to get barreled, so I think always like the best way to put bodyboarding, it's like the easiest access to a barrel. So like if you ever want to like ride a wave and like actually see how a wave works, you'll learn it so much faster on a bodyboard compared to a surfing board. But like I think surfing has a lot of other dynamics too, like kind of why when we were first talking about calling this like on rail is because like surfers and bodyboarders obviously have a good knowing of how to use your rail. But I think surfing is like a big one, especially like how to like actually like gain your speed and go up on the high part of the wave and like do turns and stuff. So like I thought I'd maybe segment towards like with surfing nowadays and bodyboarding when you were younger, how has that like taught you and gotten you better as like a wave rider? Like has surfing gotten you better at bodyboarding, or has bodyboarding gotten you better at surfing? Has there been like
like a waterman all around?
That's interesting.
You know?
I think I'll forever look at waves as a bodyboarder. I do, like, because I know like with surfing, like a lot of times you should just like take off bottom turn and hit it. And I'm like almost always looking down the line for a section, because that's just what you do on bodyboard, you know what I mean? So I would say bodyboarding, I guess I started like, I wanted to learn how to surf, like I could stand up, you know, even when I was young or whatever, but I wanted to like learn how to surf probably like 15 years ago or something. And I was just kind of getting bored with bodyboarding here, at least. Yeah. And bodyboarding helps with positioning, and like almost all the best photographers are bodyboarders.
Yeah, that's a great point to add too.
Like where do we take off? Underneath.
100%.
Like, nowhere to sit. So bodyboarding helped a great deal with positioning, and then I don't know if surfing. I think surfing is probably taken away from my bodyboarding a bit, and then also it's just like getting older.
It's a little easier on your body.
Yeah, bodyboarding. Like I bodyboarded like 5 times this past week or past week and a half, and like my lower back was torched, and so it's kind of preservation, and like it's weird because surfers and stuff. Oh, surfers always used to call us like pussies and stuff, and like cowards or whatever. And it's just like now that I've done both, I get far more fucking throttled on a bodyboard than I do on a surfboard.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's maybe it's because I'm doing it when the waves are better or whatever, but like I swear to God, to me it's like gnarlier. Minus the fact with surfing you got to worry about a hard board, but like I get way more throttled on a bodyboard. And as far as like trying to land a big air or something, I mean, on a bodyboard, that shit hurts, dude. Like, it's no joke.
Kitty.
Hi, kitty.
Yeah, the only time it like really doesn't hurt is when you just like have that perfect momentum and like getting that transition. Like I know you've definitely got that figured out. Like when you're like landing a flip or whatever, and like you just have that momentum to like kind of keep you going without almost even feeling anything. It's kind of interesting.
It just depends where you land.
Yeah,
it's so back and forth.
I haven't found that. I have not. It seems like I'm more like about now. I just kind of like getting barreled and rolls, and I like doing a cutty. So like, I would say bodyboarding just helped my surfing with positioning, and then it also helped my surfing in that I don't mind going on a closeout.
Yeah.
like
you like pulling in the closeouts on the stand up?
Well, it's fun.
I do
because like I'll go out there and pack.
Yeah,
I'll go out there and pack closeouts on a stand up because it adds a new challenge, like a new aspect, right? Where you can do it perfectly on a bodyboard every single time, but you have to learn surfing, and so that's like the other aspect of it that I think coming full circle surfers are seeing on their end is that they've kind of not mastered but gotten really good at their side of things, right?
Yeah.
And then they might see a bodyboarder do like a sick reverse or just get really deep in a barrel and just sit on the foam ball, like just eat lunch in it,
Yeah.
And they go, damn, that actually looks pretty cool. I kind of want to do that. Whereas for me as a bodyboarder, after getting 1,000 creek barrels, oh my God, the feeling of standing up in a barrel is so sick. It's like incredible. The best feeling ever when you pull in and you get that one pump.
Yeah.
And you're just like locked in.
Yeah.
It's sick. It honestly is a sicker feeling than on a bodyboard half the time. Yes. But it depends on the wave, you know?
And it's so much more challenging to get there.
Don't knock that shit over. That's an expensive camera.
What's been rad is seeing like several of the young surfers are like riding bodyboards sometimes.
Yeah.
That did not happen when I was at Grom.
No, I bet.
And so to see that like they're seeing both sides of wave riding, that's fucking awesome. And lighter. And then like Colton or Racetrack Pads having that contest with bodyboarders and surfers. I mean, like, kidding me?
So legit.
Where
are you going, huh?
So, like, I think the community is like at Creek is about as healthy as it could be right now.
100%. It is pretty dang healthy.
Honestly,
I mean, it's pretty healthy.
Like, how could it really get like healthier though? Like, honestly, like it really is like so. It's better than I ever would have thought in my entire life it would have been. Like, honestly.
Right.
Healthier. I don't know.
Maybe,
we can get like some more single chicks on the beach.
That would help.
Yeah.
You gotta go to somewhere. You gotta go somewhere else for that. I can't say that place on camera.
Yeah.
It's not for you to know.
Yeah, Creek's just jailbait beach.
But like, I mean, I guess there's more. I mean, there's always been cameras on the beach, but like, I don't love cameras on the beach all the time. But like, I get it. I'm at a different stage now. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about let's say, the spot blowing side of things, right? Where, okay, you can see the point in the background, or you can see, like, does any of that even matter anymore? Because obviously Surfline has a camera.
I don't
Everything
know.
has a camera,
I
you know?
don't fucking know.
Does it really
it's
affect?
Like, from your perception,
I
like,
don't
what do
know.
you think? Like, if you were to, like, give your judgment made sense of it. Like, do you think landmarks and, like, that type of stuff is something really worth hiding in footage nowadays? Because everybody knows everything?
Maybe certain spots?
I mean, I wouldn't, like, advertise where I'm at. Like, I wouldn't just, like, put where okay, how we grew up, like, there was times I'd go surf 10th and, like, maybe I'd tell one of my friends, you know, like, we kept it pretty chill. And then eventually we kind of all became lokes, so different story, you know.
Exactly.
Like, we're all just showing up anyways, so
yeah.
I guess, like, the only, so, like, sometimes I'd get good waves and, like, not tell someone where I was at.
Yeah.
But and, like, I guess as far as posting or whatever, I just don't think you should be posting the same day. But, like, there's plenty of guys in my generation that do it, so, like, I can't, that's just my perspective.
Yeah.
Of course.
And, like you said, Salt Creek and just about every beach that matters is videoed 24/7. But, like, I still am not good. Like, if I get some decent waves, I'm gonna wait a little bit before I post them.
I feel like that's the way to do it.
That's just me, because there's still, like, you can't always tell from the camera, but, like, I mean, that would be my take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is a few people out there that love to throw it up same day, or even say, they'll be like, oh, this day at Salt Creek, and they name the actual date and month. And you go, okay.
I don't know if that's necessary.
Exactly. Like, okay, it's no harm, no foul, really. Like, they can do whatever they want, public platform, but
can't control it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think we're still, like, it's still, our crew is solid enough where, like, even when it's pretty crowded, we're all still getting waves. But, like,
that's a good point.
Do I like the crowds? No.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What do you think about Surf Team? Like, if you were the mayor, if you were the mayor of Dana Point, what would you do with Surf Team?
Ban, dog. Send them to 204.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
send them to 204. Because, like, I mean, I don't have to surf during that hour, but, like, oftentimes it's, like, kind of when the tide, or it can be when the tide's good and stuff, and, you know, early morning.
Wind's
like,
good. And
yeah,
stuff like
wind.
that. Like, a huge thing. We have to deal with the wind by 9 o'clock. It's shittier most of the time.
Usually, yeah. So, but, like, if you're someone who's, like, strapped to a gnarly schedule and that's, like, your only window to surf, it'd be pretty fucking frustrating.
Totally.
So, again, like, there's not really, like, I can't think of a great answer, but to have a surf team 5 days a week at Salt Creek, it just seems a bit much. I think, like, maybe only Dana should be able to practice there.
That's a good point.
They're there. I mean,
it's their beach.
Dana should be allowed to practice there. But, like, these other schools,
Lisa,
why are they at Salt Creek and why are they at Strands?
Yeah. How about
because when I went to Santa Margarita, our surf team was at 204.
Yeah, exactly. Is there anybody that, like, because I know you surf pretty much every day, you know, so whether waves are good, bad, surf team there or not, is there anybody that has actually reached out, introduced themselves, like, that you see out there all the time and that they're cool, that's a part of that younger squad, like, maybe you know by name or just somebody that you kind of remember, maybe a group of kids?
Like, younger, like
as in that high school, like, in the surf team, where when they come down the beach 20 deep, that one kid paddles out, he knows to come up and say, hey, good morning, you know, and he sits and waits his turn. Is there anybody who has respect like that, or are they just paddling all over the show? There's
a couple kids at Dana that are, like, they say what's up to me. But honestly, it's mostly the homeschooled kids.
Oh,
the kids who are doing, or not homeschooled, they do, like, online education.
Yeah, because so they can surf and
they're all cool. But as far as, there's, like, a couple guys on the Dana team that are cool to me.
Maybe like Gato's little brother, Liam.
Yeah. Liam's epic.
Super chill.
And there's two other ones. Gavin's one of their names. I can't remember the other kid's name, but they're both always super cool, and they have came up and introduced.
That's good to hear.
To
yeah, keep passing that on, you know.
The surf team, there's like 2 guys, 2 surfers.
Yeah,
otherwise nothing.
Yeah, I think what's really
and then nothing from the other crew. And I've even been hassled at point or by Liso kids.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And at
that point you just laugh. You can't
just laugh. I'm like, okay.
But I think it's really important to hear, you know, for anybody that is watching that might be a bit younger and is trying to find their place, you know, in the lineup, or just, for instance, like it's going to help you get more waves if you learn how to read everything and be cool, right?
For sure.
And I think that exponentially could create such a positive run on everything
100%.
if people learn at a young age to come out and be cool. Because personally, if I'm sitting in the lineup, some kid paddles out I've never even seen before, and they come up and they just go, hey, how's it going? You know, and they're like fully about it, not just paddle up and go, sup, or whatever, you know, like some cool guy me thing.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be really stoked, and I'm going to like want to shake their hand and be like, hey, what's your name? You know, get to know them and create the sense of community.
100%.
And then that helps for healthy localism in a way, where the bigger that local crew is, then you could, all the outsiders, like, sorry, you know, you're not from there, so you get the scraps, you know?
Right.
But then everyone can really start to get along that way. And I think that's pretty important for those younger guys to learn, is the etiquette.
The etiquette's extremely important, but like, you know, most 16-year-old guys, there's like, you're fucking crazy at that age, like, you know?
Yeah, or you think you're hot shit.
And like, if you haven't been like, if your parents haven't done a really good job, you're probably not doing that.
Yeah,
you know
good point.
Yeah. So your parents did a good job.
Well, this is our parenting lesson.
Yeah.
Any of you younger guys out there.
just teach them respect. I mean, there's this one surfer, he's like, you know, he can barely surf, but like from the first time I've seen him, he just came up and said, what's up? And so I don't burn him.
So there you go. How about that?
Like, hey, you know, like, if you don't want to get burned, like, just be cool and don't paddle inside.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. I'll add to it, like,
dude, we're an hour and a half in here for getting in.
So I'll have this really quick before, but I'll say that, like, you definitely have, like, changed that a lot with, like, at least in my head, and it seems like a lot of, like, the younger bodyboarders too, like, that's how you have to do it. And I will say you probably were one of the first people at Creek to be like, all right, I'm gonna go up to you and shake these people's hands. Like, I don't really know many other Groms that, like, even at your age, that were doing that.
You're the only one who did that to me.
Yeah,
for sure. So, like,
hats off. Like, like, that's
hats off.
It's passed down for, like, these other kids. Like, I'm doing that every time I go out at my local waves now, or even, like, not. Like, I'll, like, say if we go to, like, a reef or wherever. Like, and I love the story that you told me that, like, there was this heavy day at the reef and, like everyone's all, like, kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, everyone's on edge because big day, cold morning, and Scotty just goes like, hey everybody, like, how's everyone's morning going? Like, I loved that story. I wanted to tell her, I'm sorry, but, like, I loved that story because, like, that needs to happen more. It breaks that, like, rock solid ice that everyone's like, oh, I need to do my thing. Like, I loved it. I loved how you said that.
Well, and if you do that, people might be pissed for a second, but then when you get a sick wave in front of them, then they can't be mad anymore. They're like, oh, this kid has good vibes and he's not a kook. Sick.
Even more to the point.
100%.
So I think, like, a message that I think everyone should, like, take from that is just say hi to everyone at your local spot. You don't know where they're at in life and what's going on, so just everyone should just say hi and shake hands, share waves, and have a good time.
Just come say what's up.
Yeah, simple. Like, it's not that hard. Like, I know it's like some people have, like, say, like, you're introverted. Like, some people are shy. Like, I'd say, like, certain times I'll be shy out in the water because I'm just, like, trying to do my own thing, just kind of, like, the ocean's like a good escape, you know? So it's like, I always think about that as, like, some people just want to be out there, doing their own thing.
100%.
Right? So maybe some people it's not the best thing, but for the most part, just go out and say hi.
Well, you don't have to be all like, you don't have to fucking just keep talking.
You don't have to be fake. Just say hi. How's it going? Fuck off.
You don't need to do a monologue.
No, of course not. But it's just
but like
shake your hand.
The introduction's cool.
It's also a safety.
The introduction's cool.
Like, you never know.
Communication.
Like, that person might be taking you in the water if you get hurt.
100%. Totally.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add in there? I'm gonna try and wrap this up here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So basically, the way that me and Ryan kind of had an idea to keep this going is we were curious, who do you think that we should bring on next? If we had to bring on the next guest for the podcast in the aspect of younger, older, different ways of life they've gone, if they're still a bodyboarder, if they're not, whatever it is, who's the first person you'd pick?
Scotty Carter.
Ooh.
He doesn't live here anymore.
See, that's going to be really hard to get him.
I know.
Contact.
I talk to Scotty regularly.
Oh.
Damn. Well, then we gotta.
That's who.
Where does he live? Out in the desert?
He lives in fucking Kern County.
Oh man.
But like in the mountains.
Yeah, that's sick though.
I know.
You can do some trout fishing.
You asked, so that's.
Hey, okay, so that's a high bar to meet.
So let's say if we
can get
on phone, that'd be great. But if we can get someone more of like,
how about a local person?
Local.
We'll definitely try to get Scotty though. That's for sure.
Oh, it's gonna happen if he lets us.
Who would be?
Because I know not everyone wants to talk either. That's the other thing.
Well, there's that. There's that. Henry just moved too.
What?
Henry would be a
Where'd he
great
move?
one.
Henry Long.
Where'd he move?
Oh,
He's moved up by Scotty,
Whoa.
dang.
as far as I know. Or
That's
he is.
crazy.
Young guys.
I feel like
Ian.
Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Ian.
he's definitely on the pipeline for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do one with all like our crew. We're gonna get
Okay.
everyone mic'd up, 4 or 5 people,
Okay.
and just do a round table.
That would be fantastic.
Just share a couple rips and let it rip.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, all right. I
that's-
think that that does it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much
does
for
it.
coming
Thank
on, bro.
you. Thanks for
So
having me.
stoked.
So cool to hear
That was
stories
great.
and everything.
That was a good time.
All right. So be on the
Ow.
lookout for this and more to come. Thanks for watching.
On Rail Podcast.
Phew.
Whoosh.